Hello there, Buffalo faithful. It is our second off season. We know how this season ended, 12-2 overall with a win over Clemson in the Orange Bowl. So, it's time for all of the off season, all the fun stuff that we get to do now. One of the best parts of this game is right now, in my opinion. So let's just go take a look at, how things finished for us. We'll take a look at the schedule here. Gotta go. There we go. Take a look at how we ended. I want ours. There we go. Okay, so take a look at our schedule. Honestly, having a positive opponent record is pretty good for us, considering, the conference we play in. The MAC actually did pretty okay in my eyes. Ball State 9-5, Western Michigan, Toledo 8-5, Akron 9-4. So wasn't terrible. We'll take a look overall in the conference standings. Started off our season with a great win against Nebraska. Lost to Syracuse, beat Temple, lost to Central Michigan, so a 2-2 start. But then we rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wins in a row. Good season. Really, really good season for us. A lot of these players are going to be gone. I've said it time and time again, but it's very important because this team's going to drastically change because of all of the graduations we're going to be having. So we'll just go ahead and take a look at everything. In the MAC, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams. We're positive records. Looked pretty good. Pretty good for us. We'll go start from the top. Virginia Tech and Clemson. Clemson won the ACC though. Pretty okay year. Actually, maybe not that okay. Shouldn't say okay. We had a couple of okay teams, though. Of course, Cincinnati winning the national championship from the American Conference. Temple right behind them. Our rival, besides Syracuse, Temple. The American Conference didn't do so hot. Big 12, Texas and Iowa State at the top. Texas losing to Cincinnati in the national championship game. The Big 12 doing its best to beat them up. That's what they love to do, beat each other up, and whoever makes out on top, that's the winner. Big 10, Michigan State and Nebraska, both finishing 12-2, 9-1 in conference. I wonder if they played each other. It's not guaranteed that they did. Oh, conference championship, duh. Yeah, so they did play. That's a good season for Michigan State, all those wins against ranked teams. Wait, was it ranked? Yeah, it was a lot of ranked teams. Especially towards the end of their season. Big 10. Nothing too surprising here. Ooh, Florida Atlantic did not win the CUSA? Really? Yeah. They lost to Southern Miss in the championship. Wow. It was a surprising year for Florida Atlantic. They actually did have the Heisman winner. We'll go when we go to the awards. We'll see everything he did. He had an amazing year. CUSA, pretty predictable here. Notre Dame, 10 wins on the season. BYU only played 11 games. I think that's a because sometimes it's like it's a weird glitch that can happen, and it happened to BYU. We looked at the MAC. Let's take a look at the Mountain West. Nevada winning the Mountain West. New Mexico right there with them at 11-3. How'd they do? Wondering when they played. Ooh. Conference championship. Some fun conference championship games. Pac-12. USC. I saw they beat Michigan State in their bowl game, I believe. Yep. Anything too surprising here? No, not really. Not really at all. SEC, Alabama, 13-1. Did not make it into the national championship game somehow. Probably should have, to be honest, over Cincinnati. If this was, the play, if this was how college football used to be, Cincinnati would have been left out and people would have been very upset. But hopefully in the new college football game coming out in a couple of years, that issue is going to be fixed. We'll have playoff customization. Hopefully get 8 teams in there. I think it should be 8 teams. Every Power 5 team, the best group of 5, highest ranked group of 5, and some wild cards. SEC looked like a fun conference to watch. Oh yeah, only 2 teams with less than 6 wins. Round things out with the Sun Belt. Not a great conference. I mean, what more can you really expect? All right, it's the conference standings. Take a look at how the top 25 finished out. Of course, Cincinnati going to be taking home the top spot. Alabama 2, Texas dropping to 3, USC 4, Nebraska. I mean, we should be 5. We beat them. Virginia Tech, Michigan State, Clemson, Florida, Notre Dame, A&M, Florida Atlantic, Maryland, Iowa State, Auburn, Washington, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Cal, Nevada, Georgia, UCLA, Penn State, and Mississippi State. Rounding out the top 25. Bunch of teams dropped out. New Mexico getting some traction going in the next season. Good for them. Good for them. Go to the awards. Malcolm Davidson, running back from Florida Atlantic, takes home the Heisman Trophy. 300 carries, 1,600 yards. I mean, Patterson had more rushing yards than him. But I believe he's a much better dual threat. 6 touchdowns through the air, 16 on the ground, 22 total. We'll take a look at stats and see how everything shaped up for Patterson. I don't know. It's kind of hard, to say who should be the Heisman winner. I mean, honestly, it probably should have been Tavion Thompson. I mean, nah. I mean, they played in bigger games. It would have probably gone to Tavion Thompson, if I had to guess, like in the real world. Or actually, Jerkovich had a great, oh my gosh. Actually, it should have been this guy more than likely. Quarterbacks are very favored in that race. Take a look at the All-American team once again. Oh, Desmond Ridder. I mean, 42-3. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he wasn't in the running for the Heisman. Kentrell Moran. Malcolm Davis. It's a 2 group of 5s at the running back position. John Jackson III. 89 redshirt sophomore. He's going to be a monster next year if he doesn't declare this year. Will Rowe, of course, taking home the Lombardi in first team spot. Xavier Thomas, we played against him. Eddie Wilson taking home first team all NCAA. And we still have him for next year. Vinny DePalma, we're going to have him next year too. Patterson, of course, will be leaving. And hopefully he gets drafted. He should. I think. I mean, he had 2 awards. Jerkovich, second team. Austin Doris, that is a monster. 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's going to be a menace next year. Friendy Daralis. I didn't call his name that much, I felt, towards the end of the season. I kind of like he had a lot of plays from my memory, and it could be wrong, but I thought he was really taking off in the early mid parts of the season. He ended with 10 sacks, 18 TFLs. I mean, he did his job. He did what he was supposed to do. Can't be mad about it. Not going to get drafted. He's way too low overall. He's soft. That's it. I touched on Lance Walden in the last video. He was, or is, the Northern Illinois quarterback now. Sophomore, red shirt in this, in this next season. 18-9. What do you do on the ground? Oh my, 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's insane. 2,400 passing yards. Completion percentage wasn't amazing, but 33 sacks. But he is a mobile quarterback. That's bound to happen a decent amount. Rolling out into defensive ends. I tend to do that. Just trying to look here and see if there's anyone besides Walden. Oh, Brandon Taylor. The Temple. So we're going to be facing off against him. He had a great freshman year. 18 TFL, 7.5 sacks. Pass deflection. That's a fun matchup next year. And I think that's going to be it for people we'll probably encounter. Kyle Goff taking home a freshman selection here. I thought Goff played great. Had a couple of face masks throughout the season, but 3 interceptions. Broke up 1 pass. 7 TFLs from the free safety position. Chad Cunningham. Let's see what he did this year. 3 TFLs, a sack, 1 pick, 1 pass deflection. He's going to be playing a lot. 6'4". I like really tall safeties. Goff's not short, but if he was 6'3", man, that'd be great. Don't need to look at everything. I'm just going to look at the all MAC for people coming back. So Jerwan Newton, he's good. He'll be back. Doris will be back. We're going to have Gabe Wallace back. I just I don't believe he only gave up 5 sacks. I just don't believe it. It's hard for me to believe that he does. That he only gave up 5. Losing Gall and Kubik. He gave up 7. He gave up 6. I just felt like it was a lot more. We have Will Rowe back. 22 TFLs and 16 sacks, 2 fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. It's unfortunate that he's not going to get drafted, but that's just because he came in at a lower overall. Because he's a JUCO. He's only got 2 years to develop. Or 1 year to develop, my bad. Friendy, of course, leaving. Wilson will have him back. Eddie Wilson, 15 TFLs, 8 sacks. I do like Eddie. But Justin Ramsey will be back for Ball State. 14 TFLs, 6.5 sacks on the season for him. Not bad at all. DePalma will be back, of course. I thought DePalma played great. It was a really good transfer to get. Patterson, of course, leaving. Vincent Gray did win the... Excuse me. Cut that out. Vincent Gray did win the Thorpe. 8 picks and 13 pass breakups. 1 touchdown. So to watch out for that next year. Free Washington leaving. Paddock will be returning for another year. So we still got him to look forward to. Kevin Walls, the 6'6" receiver for Akron. 600 yards, 7 touchdowns on the year. He'll be able to do the same thing next year, if not even more. Nowitzki, we are retaining. He only gave up 6. I mean, I don't believe it, but honestly, I think those guys all gave up 10 plus. Probably around 11. I just felt like I was pressured so often. Offensive line is going to be a huge need in these coming years because of all the talent we're losing. Darius Mullins is coming back. Terry Jr. Oh, man. Gonna miss him. He really broke onto the scene later on into that season. 14 TFLs, 5 sacks, a pick, a touchdown. Gonna miss Tim Terry. Jimmy Daw. Dang, he's leaving. Oh, man. He about gave me a heart attack. Patrick Lupo is returning to the Broncos. Boone Hilton, miss him. He had some hits. He never forced a fumble, surprisingly, but I felt like his hits were just massive sometimes. Guy only had 1 reception. Toledo, get him on the field. So, that's the All-Americans. It's the MAC. First team, second team. Take a look at where we stand. So right now, we are 6th, but that's, the numbers after are going to change. Next year, it's projecting us around middle of the pack. 2017, it's thinking we're going to be the bottom team. And 2018 will be, higher than middle, but still not great. But, all depends on how these recruiting classes turn out. The award winners, Maxwell goes to Jerkovich. Davidson bringing home the Heisman and the Walter Camp. Alma with the Bednarik. Patterson with the Nagurski. Jerkovich getting the O'Brien. Davidson getting the Walker. John Jackson III with the Biletnikoff. Curtis Hodges, the Mackey. Samuel Cosme, the Outland. Colin Newell, the Remington. Rowe, the Lombardi. Best linebacker goes to Patterson. Vincent Gray with the Thorpe. Seth Small, the Groza. Ryan Sanborn, the Guy. And best return man, Julian Barnett. Take a look at these bowl results. We've looked at all these. Just wanted to give people a refresher and just, if I have any thoughts. It's good for Toledo. Win a bowl game. Temple lost. Akron got skunked in the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Oh, Northern Illinois took a beat down. Mac not showing out in bowl season. Anything interesting here? I think there's one more MAC team besides us. Of course, we won the Orange Bowl. Yeah, Western Michigan won a bowl game. So there's two other ones. So Western Michigan did win a bowl game. Ball State also won their bowl game. We went positive, 3-2. Cincinnati, of course, the champions. All right. So the fun part begins now. So, let's advance. Okay. And Dale Robbins has been given a 4-year extension, well-deserved. 10-4 in his first season, 12-2 in his second. I think it's safe to say, though, they understand... from my thought process here, they understand that this year is probably not going to be a repeat of anything like this at all. So, let's see. Do we need to worry about the coaching carousel at all? All right, Rutgers. Gary Anderson was fired, 2-10. And they're thinking they might want to take our defensive coordinator. I really hope they don't, and they do. Wow. Okay. Well, if we can get Rutgers onto the schedule, I'm putting them on the schedule. Gotta remember that. All right, so let's see who we're gonna go for our defensive coordinator. Not a lot of great choices, it looks like. What would Randy Shannon, a D prestige coach, was fired from UCF. Unfortunate. Well, that ends the coaching carousel. It'll be interesting to see what our new coach's skills are. We'll go ahead and take a look at these stats on the season. So Andrews, 182, 312, 2,080, 16 and 15. Really kind of fell apart in the later games. He had a very rough stretch of throwing interceptions. Patterson, 1,848 yards, 14 touchdowns. Marks with 558 and 5. Landry with 1, and Andrews had 6 touchdowns with 1 rushing yard after losing so many due to sacks. That's why I don't believe he only was sacked as many times as it was saying that the lineman gave up. Our leading receiver was Barassa with 3 touchdowns and 571. Marlon Johnson, we've got him for 1 more year, 430 and 3. Jelani Foster, 316 and 1. Bernard Porter will be graduating, 214 and 4. Patterson didn't have a receiving touchdown. Landry had 2 and 85 receiving yards. Stevens didn't have a touchdown. Andre Hunter, 153 on 11 catches, 1 touchdown. Marks had 1 receiving touchdown. Lamar Elbert only had 3 receiving yards and a touchdown. And that's it. Let's just count these up real quick. 13, 19, 24, 29. So they're only saying 31. I just kind of don't believe that. It is what it is, though. Defensively, we all know the greatest strength of this team. DePalma 103 solo. Patterson 77. 24 TFLs, 22, 22, 18, 15, 14. Yeah, this team was so good defensively. It's going to be hard to even come close to that. Insane pressure. How many turnovers do we force? 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 17 interceptions. How many fumbles? So, 22 total forced. Well, not really 22. It was only, we recovered 3 of those, so 19 turnovers. Or 20, I believe, if my math's right. It's around there. That's close enough. Finnegan, 9 of 11 on his kicks. McNulty, they're both leaving. Hopefully we can win the punter in the off-season recruiting. Gonna need a new return man. Darius Gooden will probably be just okay. Or not just okay, but be just fine replacing Washington. You could even use Hunter. I mean, he had okay. Not really okay. Oh, we could even use Hunter if we really needed to. And I'll probably put him out there. There's our stats. Let's go ahead and advance. Players leaving. So, it's time to see. Are we going to be in a rough spot? If Patterson is a 3rd round or higher, I'm letting him walk. Okay. He's staying for his senior year. That is a huge weight lifted off of my shoulders. And James Patterson projected to go in round 3. Happy for him. Let's take a look at the senior class one last time. So, James Patterson, Dan Kubik, Isaiah King, Bernard Porter, Evan Finnegan, Friendy Darlis, Ronald McGee, Alex McNulty, DeWoon Hilton, Jacob Gall, Julian Barassa, Juan Keith Aiken Jr., Tim Terry Jr., Van Treese, Apri Washington, Kevin Marks. The senior class was very, very good. All right, transfer time. If we can get any in. And nobody wants to transfer. Come on. So Patterson did end up getting drafted in the 3rd round. But it is the best time of the offseason. The recruiting period. So we have 4 prospects left that have not signed. We'll take a look at our class right now. Mark Graham, 3-star outside linebacker. 72 overall, can easily find his way onto the field. OJ Breedlove, 3-star defensive tackle from New Hampshire. given his... doesn't have the highest strength, but we can make it work. Just need to get players in. Cameron Ewing, 3-star cornerback. 91 speed, 89 excel. He's probably going to be a better safety. But I kind of need corners. We'll figure that all out eventually. Doesn't have the highest agility either. Jonathan Godfrey, 2-star JUCO. Running back. 92 speed, 82 excel. Stamina's pretty low. Agility's pretty low, but he's a pretty good receiving threat. We'll find ways to make use. Gerald Fields, the 3-star athlete. 6'2", 176. 90 speed, 84 excel. 87 agility. He's got good man coverage. 76 press, could easily play corner. Juke and spin aren't bad. I mean, he could be a quarterback. We're gonna need a quarterback, more than likely on roster at the 3rd spot for emergency scenarios, and he could probably be that guy. But more than likely going to play corner. Brandon Harrington, 3-star strong safety. His man coverage is very bad, but he can tackle. He would not be great to bring down into the box early on in his career. He's pretty small, 6 foot 184, but gotta do what you gotta do. Decent, he's pretty slow. Chris Smith, 3-star athlete, 6'5", 280. Good power move. He is probably going to be defensive lineman, but I'm going to check and see if he can play offensive line. They don't show that for whatever reason. We'll find out. John Garrett, 3-star athlete. Could also play quarterback if we need him to. He's much like Gerald Fields. Gonna be a defensive back of some sort. Scott Green, JUCO, 2-star running back. 92 speed, 81 excel. 85 agility, 79 stamina. He can catch the ball. Carrying is comparable to Godfrey. Godfrey can break tackles. Jason Moses, the 2-star guard. Strength is low. Once again, no, it was just about getting people in. Frank Johnson, 3-star tackle. Did not fully scout him, but we'll find out what he is truly. His strength is moderate, but hopefully that'll go up eventually. And Jason Young, JUCO kicker. He's just kind of there to fill a roster spot. More than likely, if we can get Russell Freeman, he's going to do double duty. Be like Finnegan. Well, let's take a look at these prospects that we've got left. So, Russell Freeman, we're behind with Syracuse, minus 640. Joe Pace, we're behind from Akron, 360 points. Leslie Coe, we are ahead of Ohio State. This is a position we really need to get. And Clint Givens, we are behind Arkansas, 255 points. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going, and I'll be right back, show you how we spend the points. Okay, and here is what we are doing with our 10,000 points. 3,700 points going to Russell Freeman, the punter, number 6 in the nation. 1,000 to Joe Pace. We don't really need him. 3,400 to Leslie Coe. And 1,900 to Clinton Gibbons. Absolutely need Leslie Coe and Russell. Needs to happen. Gibbons is just a little bonus, and if we get Joe Pace, we get Joe Pace, but not necessarily like my top concern. So, I'll see you on the other side on signing day. Okay. Signing day is here. Russell Freeman and Leslie Coe have committed to the team. We lost out on Clinton Gibbons and Joe Pace, but that's okay. Would have liked to get 3 out of the 4, but definitely getting the 2 that we absolutely needed to get is a win in my book. 65 points over Syracuse. 1,300 down from Akron. They really want to win. And 525 behind Arkansas for Clinton Gibbons. So a 14 player class. No, it's not outstanding. We'll take a look at the top classes here. So it's putting us at the 95th ranked class. Pretty low. With position changes and see who we need to move around. I can already tell you this. Matt Myers gonna be transferring. I'm gonna grad transfer him. He's gonna get immediate eligibility. Kind of forgot we had Basinski here, so we don't really need to change anyone to quarterback. Matt Myers will be grad transferring. Might go to Syracuse. I mean, hometown, or not hometown, but home state. If Syracuse doesn't have a better quarterback after the training is done, figure everything out then. So no one needs to move here, of course. Running back wise, I just, looking at this, I think that we're gonna see not a lot of playing time for McDuffie. I mean, he's just too slow. But Godfrey, Green gonna find the field more than likely. Williams, his acceleration is terrible. Top end speed, not amazing. You know, we really need to find a good running back. We need to find a guy that's going to be able to replace Patterson. He's not going to be able to replicate what Patterson does, but we'll figure that out. Landry going to stay there. Probably going to cut Elton Mason. Wide receiver is going to be in need. Probably going to need to bring... Yeah, we're going to need to bring 2 in, minimum. Maybe 3 if we can find the right amount, or the right guys. Tight end is a huge need for us. Honestly, I don't have any, like, big bodied receivers. Like, if I put him at tight end to 59. Casey Branch, 6'3". No, I can't pull off anything like that with these guys. So left tackle, Gabe Wallace. Let's see. Left guard, Nowitzki with Moses behind him. Center, Sean Rogers. That's 70, I believe. He's going to go up. Right guard will go up. I honestly think Leslie Cowell is probably going to start at right tackle. He's a 71 center, but he wouldn't be able to start. Chris Harris will be in the 70s. What do you do special? 67 at center. We have a center at 67. Can't really do much. But we've got guys that are going to develop. Probably throw one of these guys at left guard. Develop him at left guard. Co's there. Oh, that's why I just moved. Yeah, we got Moses there though, but center's staying. Oh, right guard. We should move him to right guard. That's what we'll do. Some depth on the line. Left end, we got Will Rowe, Nick Ryan, Jordan Avisi, Ernest Phillips, Malik Sims, probably not going to make the team. We got a right end is Kyler Lang and John Rogers. So it's looking like Nick Ryan going to be our starting. Well, not starting, but just have. We don't really have defense. Dang, defensive tackle is another need. He isn't turning anything there. He can't play D tackle. He's too small. BC, maybe. Ryan, can you play D tackle? 74. We don't want to. We don't really use a lot of defensive tackles. We've got the linebackers that can pass rush too. Andrew King, starting left outside. This roster is sad now. Like a 3-star walk-on James Moore. So I didn't recruit him. Middle linebacker, Amanda Palma and Rich Miller. Then middle linebacker, Mark Graham. Let's mark that middle, 71. Let's Miller on the outside, 74. Caleb Tate is a 73. Tate has, I mean, they're kind of comparable. We do run a lot of multiple middle linebacker sets, so just keep it as it is, and probably just sub in Graham on situations. Strong, yeah. We can sub him in on pass rush situations. Okay, so 5 corners, but we do have athletes. Davis, 1 corner on the team. All right, let's just take a look at these athletes first. To have an idea, we have the strong safeties in place for several years. Russell Freeman will be doing double duty. So Chris Smith, can he play offensive line? We're going to find out. He can. He can. Okay. can also somewhat play. Not somewhat. He can play defensive line. I was stumbling over my words. He can play defensive line or offensive line. Oh, man. Let's take a look. He might be best fit to be a guard. He's a pretty small tackle. All of our offensive linemen are big, though. All our offensive linemen are huge. If I had to put him somewhere on the line to develop and get ready to take over, it might have to be left guard. Let's go move Chris Smith to left guard. That's 68 overall. So, he will redshirt this year, get the most development that he can, and come in as the starter next year. John Garrett, 69 overall quarterback, 65 running back, 67 receiver, 69 corner, 71 free, 68 strong. I believe, let's see, so he's got 91 speed, 85 excel, 79 agility. Catching's good. '76 man, 78 zones, and from press. I mean, best bet is probably just throw him a corner for depth. Not depth, but for depth, but it's where he's going to play the most eventually. We have a bunch of free safeties. Fields, it might be best for us to move him to corner. Yeah. 67 corner. So there's the cornerbacks. These guys can sit. Get them the most development possible. And we play 4 corners. 5 corners. I could let Cameron Newton play. I mean, the 5th corner, you don't really get into the game much, so yeah, that's probably the best bet, and that's all we can really do for position changes. So time to head to training results and figure out where Matt Myers is going to transfer to eventually. We'll be able to figure all that out. Okay, training results. Let's see what we got. Unfair. We got a 99. We have a 99. Okay. Okay. Andrews, an 85 overall. He is the starter. No ifs, ands, or buts. Take a look. Throw power 90, 88 throw accuracy. Brad Lemon up to a 79 overall. So we're looking at a mid 80, not mid, low 80s. Quarterback coming in as a redshirt sophomore. That'll be fun. And 89 throw power, 82 on the accuracy. You got 4 accuracy. It's one more of those. I mean, that's a dangerous quarterback to have, especially in the MAC. Love seeing that. Okay, let's take a look. Running back is in an interesting position. McDuffie only got 1 speed upgrade, but to excel. Williams got 1 speed to excel. It's going to be a weird season for our backup running back position. Probably going to have a lot of people getting carries. Patterson is 91 carrying, 94 elusiveness, 78 trucking, 95 break tackle. Receiving stats are getting up there. That's about all she wrote for him. Landry an 81. Oh, wow. Jelani Foster, 86. He's very slow, but he excels very fast. Yeah, this is hilarious. Look at all this acceleration. The agilities are great on these guys too, but the acceleration is just funny to see. And then their speeds. So an 86, an 80, 77. Hunter up to a 70. Elbert only went up 3. Joe Grant went up 4. Let's take a look at the catching. Up to a 93 for Foster. Best hands on the team, apparently. Elbert up to a 70. Hunter a 69. I'd like to see those definitely improve. These two. And Grant. Joe Grant, 83 spec catch. Casey Branch, 83 spec catch. Casey Branch, 81 catch in traffic. That might be a goal line guy. That might be a goal line guy. Can't jump though. Grant can though. Interesting. Take a look at these releases. Foster's the highest. We can experiment with Elbert returning kicks too. Tight end, Stevens up to a 77. Medlock to a 65. He went up 6 overall. Stevens has great acceleration. '76 and 75 catching. I like it. See what their blocking is going to be like this year. Stevens, great blocking for a tight end. Left tackle, Gabe Wallace, 85 overall. Take a look at his blocking stats. 85, 85, 83. Fagan, 70, 83, 82. Definitely has a lot of work to do on the pass blocking part of his game. Nowitzki, an 88. '83, 92, 87. Sean Rogers, up 6. Nice. And Danny Brown. I might be able to get away with redshirting Danny Brown this year and just having whoever backup center. Let's see the blocking stats. 76, 85, 80. He's Gonna work on that impact blocking. Might not be a bad thing for him to redshirt. Chris Harris, 74 overall. David Culture, 69. The strengths aren't that high. Definitely still has what to do. He can still develop him more though. And right tackle. Wesley Barber went up 6. 75 strength. We'll have to take a look. Compare him to Cole. 78, 77, 71. Interesting. A lot to think about there. Will Rowe up to an 83 of VC. All right. And here is the board that we are going with heading into Season 3. Start things off with the 4-star players that are interested in Buffalo, which means I can go after them regardless of where they're from. Anthony Breedlove, defensive end, 6'5", 262. Could realistically move him inside if he gets a little bit of weight on him. 77 strength, good power and finesse are even. Looking good so far to start things off. Brad James, 6'6", 262. Tight end, 4-star from Oklahoma. .71 route running, decent blocking. I mean, not terrible. Not terrible at all. Really depends on what the other skills are going to end up being. Went down 4, but I'm in a position where I'm just fine with it. I will take anybody in. A 4-star recruit's a 4-star recruit. Looks good for the players. Russ Griffin, the 4-star receiver from Lubbock, Texas. 6'2", 185. 86 speed. The acceleration, if that is an issue, we're probably going to have to drop him. 79 spec catch. 79 route running. 68 agility. That's all. Honestly, actually, 68 agility is a big concern. We're going to wait on him. We'll see what happens once the next round of scouting goes through. Josh Andrews, the 6'3", 218 4-star outside linebacker. 87 excel. Love that. 84 pursuit. This guy could be a pretty good player. Matt Wagner, 4-star defensive end from Montclair, New Jersey, 6'1", 250. 78, 82 excel. 72 power, 78 finesse. Could be a good player for us. Karan Williams, the running back from South Carolina, 5'11", 192. The speed and acceleration, if they can just not be terrible. I mean, if that... I'll keep him on, but if the carrying is as it's predicting, then he's probably not even worth having. Van Gaither. These are now players that I have put on. 6', 180 receiver from New York. Trying to build up the players from New York and the Northeast is where I try my best to get people. So Van Gaither is 89 speed. Don't have the excel. 64 catching, not amazing. He's not that great, but just having more options out there. Brandon Johnson, 6'7", tight end from Vermont. 6'7", 242. Let's see. 71 jumping. So we don't have anything. Well, 60 catching traffic, not great. But if the catching and spec catch are higher, then what they predict, then he could be pretty useful to have. And it's just nice, you know, the impact block is 71. So if the run blocking and pass blocking are fine, I'd have no issue with keeping him on. Eric Wilson, 6'3", 224 tight end from New Jersey. And 71 catching, love that. 65 route running, 71 speed, 78 excel. That is not terrible at all. Chris Ramsauer. Chris Ramsauer, 6 foot 176 corner from New Jersey. 89 speed, 86 excel, 70 man, 84 agility, 64 play rec. I mean, he sits for a season or two, gets some playing time after that. After redshirting, he'd be a okay corner. The number 8 kicker in the nation. We're number 1 on his board. Brett Holly from Vermont. 85 kick accuracy. So if that power is in the upper 80s, got a good kicker for the next 4 years. Brad Henry, 6'4", 242 athlete from New York, 3-star player. So he's a defensive player. 69 tackle, 74 finesse. Probably going to be a linebacker, if I had to guess. Willie Alexander, 6 foot 231 linebacker from New Jersey, 3-star player. 83 speed, 74-75 on his move, 74 tackle. If the zone and the man aren't terrible, it's going to be more than serviceable. Ricky Hardy, 6'3", 262 defensive tackle, 3-star player from Ohio. 77 strength, 79 tackle, 73 play rec. I mean, he'll more than likely is going to go down, but he'll be a solid defensive tackle. Buck Bowers, 6'2", 227 receiver from New York, 3-star player. Let's see. So, not an amazing route runner, but I didn't expect him to be. 65 release on that. If the route running is in the 70s, it should be okay. My idea with him, as you can see, he's not a route runner, 64 agility. So, but the 81 jumping and 72 spec catch, that is pretty promising. Be a jump ball guy, down the field threat. Derek Davis, 6 foot 270, 3-star defensive end from Rhode Island. I plan on, if we can get a good strength here, probably moving him inside. That's a good start, but we don't know yet. But he can definitely play inside. He can definitely play interior line. He used to be a little smaller, but no big deal. He'll go up in weight over time. J.J. Cooper, the 6'3", 312 tackle from Virginia. 3-star player. 72 pass, 77 run. And if the strength is at least like 77 to 79, maybe even a little lower, but it can't be like lower than like 75. He'll probably be fine. Joe Hawkins, 6'6", 308, 3-star tackle out of Montreal, Canada. 82 strength, 81 pass block. This guy is looking good. That automatically for me, I'm putting him near the top, at the top. Where were we? Okay. The next player, Keith Foster, 6 foot 299 guard from Washington, D.C., 3-star. 78 strength, 76 run, 81 impact. That's a good player for us. And our last player, Joe Carter, 2-star quarterback from Madison, New Jersey, 6'5", 242. Hopefully he's got the rocket arm that I think he has. He had a very high bench press. Throw accuracy is terrible, and he'd be a backup. Will probably never play, but we're gonna hold on, see what happens in the second round of scouting for that. And that is the current recruiting class that we're going to be going after in the beginning of the season. And of course, recruiting updates will happen every 4 videos. I like to do, every third of the season. So week 4, 8, 12, and then of course, you'll see if any commits or anything happens throughout, before the recruiting update. So that is all good there. So there is the class. There's some interesting players here. Definitely some project pieces, but that's okay. That's no big deal to me because I'm in it for the long haul anyway. These guys are developmental, and if we can win like 8 games this year, it would keep the program in a good spot, and the prestige will rise. Good players will want to come anyway eventually. It's just how it works. So that is everything that I can do before the start of the season. Let me know what you guys think about the red shirt scenario, about where do you think Matt Myers should go, so we can finish out this schedule. And that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. I know this is a long video, but I hope it's fun. I had a good time. This is, like I said, my favorite part of this game is just making your team better and getting all your new players, getting excited for them. So yeah, if you guys could please leave a like on the video, I'd very much appreciate it, and help push this video out onto the algorithm so other people who watch this type of stuff will get it recommended to them, and maybe they'll click it. Maybe we'll get more people watching along with us. And don't forget to leave me some comments, please. Comments are very, very important for this video. If I can get some feedback, greatly appreciate that. And don't forget to subscribe. If this is your first video of mine that you are watching, I make sports content, franchise mode only. So Madden, I have a series with the Seahawks. We'll be getting more episodes of that very soon. In 2K, I have a In 2K, I have a expansion, my league with the Honolulu Eruption. And of course, here on NCAA 14, Buffalo Bulls. Anyways, that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.